Governor Sim Fubara sworn in 23 newly elected local government chairmen in Rivers State. The exercise held at the Executive Council chambers of the Government House in Port Harcourt, the state capital, on Sunday. Now, this comes a day after the Rivers State Independent National Electoral Commission conducted an election at the grassroots. He said it would not go in the ways of his opponent by being confrontational to protest the assets of the state and cause a breakdown of law and order.
We will return all the glory to God Almighty. Let me also appreciate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and that is the truth. The President, without his support, I also believe strongly, and every one of you will also agree with me, that we won't be here. I want to appreciate him for being a Democrat. I'm aware that they are mobilizing 20 people per unit to go and confront you tomorrow when you resume in your local government headquarters. But please, if they are coming with violence, avoid them. The peace of this state is too important to us.
Chairman, Governors Forum of the People's Democratic Party, Governor Bala Mohammed, just as he commended the successful conduct of Saturday's local government elections in the state, Mohammed stated this in a statement issued by Fubara's press secretary, Mr. Nelson Chukwudi, and made available to newsmen on Monday in Port Harcourt. He said Rivers, as a PDP state, notwithstanding the fact that the 23 newly elected local government chairmen and councillors who were sworn in on Sunday were not only from the party.
He didn't have the structure of the party in the state for certain reasons, and he had to go out and make sure he allows other parties to participate within the political space so that there won't be any vacuum. And I think this is very auspicious, that is very, very creative, and I'm very, very proud of him. Again, he has established himself as a governor and the pride of all the governors of Nigeria. At the subnational level, you cannot just ignore a governor. A governor is the chief executive. He can do anything. He can spring surprises because the Nigerian state is run by governors at the subnational level. Even the federal government is a tenant. Nigerians live in the states and in local governments. And that's why what he did to me is very, very proactive and creative, irrespective of the fact that he knew his party would lose. But certainly, because of his deep democratic instincts, he had to allow the other parties to win. And I would just wish that those who have won will find it in their own modesty to give him support. Governor Fubara is the vice chairman. All the governors are with him, and certainly we are taking steps to ensure reconciliation. Reconciliation with somebody whom they have started with, the former governor of this state and the minister of FCT, is a must because certainly they have come a long way, and we didn't want to throw away the baby with the bathwater.
Talking about reconciliation there, but our focus tonight is on the just concluded local government polls in Rivers State and its aftermath. Welcome, I am Dapo Adegboye. Let's get some answers. Expressing deep concern over reports of arson and explosion in Rivers State, the President of Nigeria, President Bola Tinubu, cautioned that government facilities built with public funds must be safeguarded and not vandalized. He further directed the Nigerian Police Force and other law enforcement agencies to bring the situation in Rivers State under control. This on Monday is in a statement issued by his special advisor on information and strategy, Mr. Bayo Ononuga. The president called on the governor of Rivers State, that's Sim Fubara, and other political leaders and their supporters to de-escalate the situation and discourage persons from engaging in violence and destructive activities. Now, this follows Saturday's local government polls where the Action People's Party, APP, won 22 of the 23 LGAs. However, earlier today, some of the newly appointed chairmen were prevented from resuming duties and their secretariat burnt in protest of Saturday's outcome. Well, joining me virtually this evening to discuss this is Lolo Isaiah-Opuende. He is a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly. He joins virtually from Rivers. We also have Precious Elekima. He is a former governorship candidate in Rivers State. And of course, he also joins virtually from Rivers. At some point, we would have Bedford Berefa, a spokesperson for the Ijaw Youth Council Worldwide, join, as the show progresses. But to the gentlemen already, on ground, thank you so much for your time. That's Chief Precious Elekima and also Honorable Lolo Isaiah. Thank you for your time.
Welcome.
All right, let me start off with Chief Elekima. Now, this election that happened on Saturday, in spite of the court rulings that came up and all of the build-up, tension and drama, the election still held. According to you, how do you make, or what do you make of Saturday's outcome?
Well, the elections were very peaceful. In terms of talking about court orders, there were two court orders. First court order by the state government, that was Rivers State High Court. We have another ruling from Federal High Court. I'm not a lawyer, but I was very informed that Federal High Court have no jurisdiction of that state. But that's not what I'm to say. I'm not a lawyer. That is left for the judiciary to look at it. So the first court says that they should go ahead with the election, and the second court says that the election shouldn't. INEC should not be registered, police should not participate, and all that. But since the election has been held, it is now left for the judiciary to interpret. But what I don't agree with is institution for anybody to lose their life. Not on the day of the election, after the election. If there is a need for any judicial interpretation, for anybody to go to court, that is what will happen. But there must be consequences. There must be consequences for action. The thing has played out in such a way, in some of the clips we saw, they clearly said they are agents of the Minister for FCT. So for us to have a country where there is law and order, the minister needs to resign from his office because he now has a conflict of interest. On one side, he's a minister of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. On the other hand, there is a kind of an insurrection, it's a kind of insurgency for which he is being named as the leader.
Chief Elekima, I just want I want to be sure I got you correctly. In your analysis, you said that since there is a conflict of interest, of some sort,
yes,
the minister needs to be sacked. Did I get you correctly?
I said there is, for the elections, conflict of judgment. That is for the judiciary to solve. But what I mean is that there is no reason for anybody to die. And because some of the people who are carrying out these things, in some of the clips I've said there, the leader is the minister for FCT. He does need to resign because It cannot be at one strong to be protecting the constitution of Nigeria, and on the other hand, be part of the destruction of one part of Nigeria.
Okay.
But River State is a federal state. So for those who are saying who are in the federal agencies, and they all need to resign. So that first of all, the investigations will have a free atmosphere for us to know who they got to book. For those who are dying, we don't know what it is.
Okay, so Chief Elekima, we would get, of course, into the crux of the aftermath of the elections. But if I got you correctly, you said for fairness, you know, in terms of investigation and all of that, you are suggesting that the minister, you know, and maybe his supporters who are holding public office be removed or asked to step aside, if I got you correctly.
Yeah, they should step aside,
okay,
resign, or the government excuses them for there to be a good atmosphere for this investigation.
Okay.
Not to be tampered with.
Not to be tampered with. And I believe that, and I believe you are referring to the Minister of the FCT in person of Nyesom Wike.
Yes.
Okay, let me leave you for a moment, sir. Let me bring in Honorable Isaiah into this conversation right now. Your take on Saturday's local government elections in the state, the conduct, you know, the build-up, the judicial build-up to it, and all of the political impasse and drama, your take.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate my chiefs. We've been in the same political camp before, and today we're in an opposition divide or whatever. But let me clearly state here that we know very well there was no election in Rivers State.
You said we know that, but that people casted votes. INEC was there. I mean, people came out. Results were declared, and of course, winners were sworn in. So what do you mean by saying that there was no election?
How can APP win in an election, a local government election that is very paramount to us? The point is that we are law-abiding citizens, and we've been working on the side of the law. As a lawmaker, we've advised all our people to stay back, not to go and have any confrontation with them. Because if we've gone to that route, there will be bloodshed just like it is happening today, you know? So we decided not to, you know, join issues with them since they said they are APP, the governor is sponsoring APP. Okay, if there was actually an election, where was the result declared? And how was the result of the election declared? Somebody will just read Akukutoru APP, Auda Abu Odua APP, without telling us the number that was won with. You know, so clearly I can tell you that there was no election whatsoever. But in any name they can coin it, we are law-abiding citizens. The Federal High Court has given its own judgment that, look, there should be no election. INEC should not give RESEC the voters register. So what register did you use? That is what I am asking. What register was used? So what are we talking about? There was no election at all. The governor, in his own powers, because he has immunity, has decided that come rain, come shine, he would declare a winner. And at that point, they went ahead to go and with their few supporters to say, queue up, let us video you, queue up, let us record you, let us snap you and send it to the media to tell the world that we did election. If not, there was no election.
Sorry, it wasn't sent to the media. We actually, News Central had people go around and elections were actually conducted.
Of course, they will call it election. Where were the sensitive material distributed from? Were they distributed from RESEC office? No. The governor went there in the night, stealthily, chased all the security men out.
It looks like we're having a bit of connectivity issues with Honorable Isaiah. Okay, I think we have you back. We lost you for a moment, Honorable Isaiah. Can you hear me, sir?
Yes, I'm back.
Okay. You might want to pick up. We lost you for a moment.
Yes, I said if election was actually conducted, where did the electoral umpire distribute their sensitive materials to the different polling units?
All right. Let's leave Honorable Isaiah. Let me come back to you, Chief Elekima. Now, he said that there was no election. According to him, what happened on Saturday was basically, quote and unquote, maybe a political activity, organized by the governor and not an election. Would you like to react to that?
We have passed that stage. It's now left for the judiciary to interpret what happened. We passed the stage where whether there was the election, there was no election. You have said News Central was on ground with other media groups monitoring the election. But what we are is that crimes have been committed. Human beings have died. Houses have been burnt. People have been shot. This is beyond election. Election matters. Those who are aggrieved can approach the law courts or tribunals and be able to set aside elections and all that. But what we're saying is, the leaders cannot, just like we're accusing Trump to have done, you cannot stay with people, give them a false impression, tell them what to do, give them all sorts of hope, and they go out on the road to play treason, terrorism, kill people, and all that. So where we are is, no matter the relationship that the president has with the minister and his people, the minister has to resign. Because this is an offense against the state of Nigeria. No matter who he is, he has to resign, he has to step aside so that there can be investigation. Nobody is setting him up to know what the law will be if for any reason something goes wrong. So he cannot, at his level, with his level of education and exposure, walk into certainty.
I would like you to give a bit of insight into why exactly you think the minister of the FCT should resign or be asked to step aside.
I saw from a clip people lying dead at Tobia local government area. If it is true that people were actually killed, then murder has been committed. I saw from the clip the local government secretariat is being burned. That is houses that were built by public money. Those who have committed that have to be brought to book. I saw from the clip in the local government area, also is under fire. Those who have done that have to be brought to book. I saw from a clip in my local government area where human beings were talking with the DP of Elekima, telling them that they are of the group of US or wicked and they are not afraid of anybody and they have come to chase away those who have been elected. I saw him talking with the DPO Degema on video, telling them that they came from the US group. Now what we're talking is that we're back to the US, what happened on Capitol Hill. Now this one, somebody had mentioned that we came from here, this is what we have come to do. So that gives us a pathway. That's why I say that the Honorable Minister, I'm not accusing him, I will not accuse him. But for us to have a fair atmosphere, that there should be investigation into these various actions, the murder and all that, he needs to step aside. Somebody must have emboldened them. Somebody has just said, look, he is a liar. One court said don't contest election, an earlier court said contest election. And he sees that now if you read what President said, there was an appeal to the Federal High Court and a state of execution, which means that I don't want to use the word to say level disobedience, which means that the elections could go on. And that's why I asked the police, to go ahead and be part of the election. So what I'm saying is that no matter what has happened, the honorable minister has the duty to quell the situation. He has a duty to talk to those who are waiting to say, we need to give peace. Because if one part of Nigeria, one faction of Nigeria is under attack,
okay,
the whole of Nigeria is under attack.
All right, Chief Elekima, I understand that we really need to go on a quick break. When we return, we'll definitely pick up this conversation. Do stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. If you're just joining, this is Politics HQ on News Central Television. Now, focus tonight is on the aftermath of the local government polls that happened in Rivers State. I still have my guest with me, Honorable Lolo Isaiah-Opuende. He is the member of the Rivers State House of Assembly. He joins virtually. I also have a Chief Precious, Elekima, is a former governorship candidate. He also joins virtually from Rivers State. Gentlemen, thank you for staying with me. Now, let me go to you, Honorable. Now, Chief Elekima has sort of, will I use the word, suggested that the Honorable Minister of the FCT resign. That's the former governor of the state, Nyesom Wike, should resign, given what we are, the developing events, recent developing events in Rivers State, where of course, unfortunately, secretariats, that's the local government secretariats in Ikwere, Eleme, and a few others were set ablaze. And they have linked, or they are, alleged links to those that carried out this arson, to the former governor, who is now the Honorable Minister of the FCT. Now, I would like your reaction to that. Should, at this point, the Honorable Minister step aside for proper investigation?
Well, thank you very much. First of all, I would have put the character of my elder brother, who is in the studio with me, to question, because he has worked with us. And what actually led to him exiting our group, it is because of questionable character. That is number one. With due respect, sir, why will you point a finger at the FCT minister, alleging that he knows what has happened in Rivers State? Is it the chief executive of Rivers State? Is it the chief security of Rivers State? The governor should be held responsible for everything that happens in Rivers State. In his broadcast, he clearly states that he knows that people are mobilizing people to interface with them. So when you know that they are mobilizing people to interface with them, what did you do as a governor? Why did you call the security, the security to come after or to take over the place? You allowed people to go and burn the places. The governor sent people to go and burn those places because they cannot access the place. Even when the IG of the federation has called on the security men to leave to unseal the councils for them. We came out in our numbers. For example, in my local government, we came out in our numbers. Not until later, the hoodlums now came in there, shooting guns and everything. People started running. So what happened? The same thing happened simultaneously in all the local government, where they were able to where they cannot go in, they shoot, they burn the place. Wherever they cannot go in, they burn the place. That's what they did. So many of Nyesom Wike supporters did that. And besides, let me say this clearly. We've taken our destiny in our hand. The FCT minister is no longer involved in this matter. He is in FCT, managing the affairs of FCT. And nobody should drag him into this ugly situation.
But what do you make of some of those, what do you make of some of those hoodlums who in the video, identify with him?
Did they say, Nyesom Wike sent me to come and do this? See, Dapo, let me tell you something. Sometimes hoodlums who are sent by the governor can claim that they were sent by FCT minister. We've seen several occasions. We've seen that. So
from what you are saying right now, you seem to infer that this was actually carried out by the sitting governor Fubara. Is that what you're saying?
Of course. The governor is the chief security of the state. He is the chief security officer of the state. He went to RISEC to hijack material. So why can't you protect the local government council secretariat? If you can go to research to hijack materials with your hoodlums, why can't you go to the local government secretariat to protect the local government secretariat?
I want to believe that.
You know, you can call yourself the chief security officer. All the government, all the securities are under you. That you already had a pre-information that people were mobilizing people. What did you do to quell such situation?
All right. You also said that of course, Chief Elekima, you actually said is of questionable character. That's pretty deep.
With due respect, I'm sorry about that, but you know, I was forced to say that because how can you put the FCT minister who has built character from nothing to something, that he is the one who perpetrated the act that happened in Rivers State? How? When? How did that happen? When the governor, Fobera, is the man in charge of Rivers State, and the FCT minister you're talking about is in FCT, having management meeting, administrative meeting today, you are talking about him being the one orchestrating the crisis in Rivers State.
So you are categorically saying
he's going to do this.
You are categorically saying the Honorable Minister Nyesom Wike has nothing, absolutely nothing to do with what is going on in Rivers State. Has nothing. So
yes, we support him. He's our leader, but that doesn't mean that he will send us to go and do this or do that. Nobody has sent.
So who should Nigerians? I mean, from all we have seen, who do you think Nigerians should hold responsible now?
It is the governor, who is the chief security officer of the state, that will be held responsible for lives and property in the state. If any life is lost, any property is destroyed, the governor must be held responsible for that.
All right, let me come back to you, sir, Chief Elekima. What do you have to say to some of the things Honorable Isaiah said?
First of all, issues with people about questionable and not questionable. That's of no interest. Where we are in trending videos going viral, some former local government different assembly members were granting interviews where a police detail was with them, identifying themselves that they are from the FCT minister and they are not afraid of anybody. And they have come with anybody at the council. So even if nobody has said anything, there is one group of people, specifically in Begema local government area, who are with the DPO, who are said, but I am not accusing the FCT minister. I say, because of the cloud surrounding all these things, and because of his involvement in all these things to the knowledge of all Nigerians, let him recuse himself so that there can be fair investigation, because he cannot be in that office and Nigerians will be satisfied that the Inspector General of Police will do a job that will not interfere with other security agencies. He does need to, even if he's the president's wife today, he needs to recuse. The son of the president, he needs to recuse himself. He knows the negative effects of this situation, so he just needs to. How is saying that he did anything? That maybe if quick investigation is done, nothing is being picked up. And protecting the constitution of Nigeria, at the other hand, this thing to say that he is the person who is
Chief Elekima, I'm sorry to interrupt you.
And I want you to
I'm sorry to interrupt you, Chief Elekima. We seem to be having a bit of problem with your connection. We couldn't really get most of what you were saying, but let me leave you for a moment and go back to Honorable Isaiah. Honorable Isaiah, in your opening remark, you said that, going back to the elections, that there was no election in the state, and in a way, you seem to question the capacity and competence of the winning party. That's the APP, saying APP, and then you just shoved it aside. I mean, are you sort of questioning the competence of, because we know that the PDP, pulled out, APC2 really was neither here nor there, when it comes to the election. The major parties in the state seemed not interested. And I mean, what's your take with the APP?
Dapo, let me say clearly here, APP cannot win one unit if PDP is actually contested. So
why did PDP pull out?
With them. We built capacity over time. The reason why we pulled out was because of the 90 days ultimatum that was supposed to be given. You are supposed to give 90 days notice before coming up with a date of election, which was not done. In line with the Electoral Act, then we are supposed to give 90 days in line with the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission Law, 2008, number 2. Then we are supposed to give 90 days to all the political parties to prepare themselves before coming up with an electoral date. You just can't wake up one morning and say, you are conducting an election in the next 90 days. No, it is not done anywhere. And that's why we took them to court. That's why the APC took them to court, and we back out of the election, because it means you already have an ulterior motive for putting up the election within a short period of time. There were times before the expiration of the tenure of those former local government chairmen, people were crying out loud, like, look, if you want to conduct election, this is the right time for you to conduct election. At least you can put up 3 months and 3 months again to conduct the election. He refused to do it. Then at the expiration, he withhold their allocation for 3 months, then throw them, then appointed caretaker. Then appointed caretaker for how many months? Almost 3 months. Even when the Supreme Court said there is no caretaker, he went ahead to impose caretaker on us. By virtue of the law we've already enacted, that he went to court to go and repeal. The law states we extended the tenure of the local government chairman. The Supreme Court, in their ruling, again gave us such power again that where election is impossible to be conducted, there is nothing like caretaker. The former local government chairmen who have been elected, their tenure will be extended. The extension of their tenure is the extension of the mandate that has been given to them. He refused. He blatantly refused, because he wants to show himself as a Superman. Whatever thing that has happened in this state, FOBRA must be held responsible.
Okay.
Now, another thing again I want to clear. When he was talking, he said when my other brother, Precious Elekima, talking, he was saying the Federal High Court does not have jurisdiction over a RISEC or whatever. By virtue of Section 272 sub 3, it says clearly, by 1999 Constitution, said, subject to the provision of Section 251 and other provisions of this Constitution, the Federal High Court shall have jurisdiction to hear and determine the question as to whether.
Honorable Isaiah, I'm sorry.
It shall have.
We'll pick up from there, Honorable Isaiah. If you can hear me, we'll pick up from there, but we need to go on a break. If you can hear me. We need to go on a break. We'll pick up from there. Once we return, of course, we will continue. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. This is still Politics HQ on News Central Television, and we're looking at the aftermath of the local government elections in Rivers State. I still have my guest with me, Honorable Isaiah. Honorable Isaiah, great to still have you on the program. Before we went on that break, you were actually trying to establish, a constitutional background to a point you were making. Have you been able to locate it, or do we proceed? Do we move on?
But anyway, there is a section that clearly states that the Federal High Court shall have all the powers of the State High Court. I missed the particular section to that.
Okay. Anyway,
I missed the particular section.
Let's leave that.
So
okay.
When we talk about jurisdiction, the Federal High Court has all the powers of the State High Court. So whatever case you can take to the State High Court, actually the Federal High Court can hear it.
Okay.
So there is nothing like jurisdiction in that at that point.
Okay.
There's no jurisdiction matter.
Okay. Let's move away. Let's move away from that.
That has been given so far.
Let's look at another issue, and that's the issue, for pundits and people that are Nigerians, basically, that are following the politics of Rivers State. Many see this election as a major blow to the influence of the former governor of the state, Nyesom Wike. Many even see it as a scenario whereby the influence of the former governor has, been deeply, dealt with as a result of the outcome of this election. I would like your reaction to that. What becomes, or what do you think of the influence of the former governor, Nyesom Wike, after this polls?
The influence of Nyesom Wike is intact. Its structure is intact.
How intact is it? I mean, APP won 22 out of 23 local government areas.
The point is that we're talking about legal issues. We are talking about constitutional issues. Winning because we did not partake in the election. We're not supposed to talk about who won and who did not win. We did not partake. If we partake in that election, I don't think Rivers State will be the way it is today. Because if Obra says he wants to announce people, we will tell him that, look, it won't be easy for him, although he's the governor. But let me say this clearly. If PDP is contesting with APP, APP is not a party to contest with. We've won APC several times, although APC several times, and the APC is the main opposition party we have in Nigeria.
So you are saying the influence of the former governor is still intact?
Yes, his influence is intact. The reason why we came out en masse that day, that Saturday, was to show the world that, look, our numbers are intact. There are few traitors who must have gone the other way around, no problem. But the majority of the people who are with the FCT minister is more. The Fobra himself, Fobra has confirmed that in several locations, in several speeches. Even if they are more than us, even if they can be millions, however small we are, we will still do this, do that. And that's what he's doing. And again, let me tell you, let me put you on notice. The world is watching. Fobra has refused to obey court judgment. And that is the hallmark of it. The reason why we did not go into this election is because there is a court judgment against it. And why should we go against the court judgment when we are law-abiding? We've been keeping faith with the court judgment. All the court judgments that have been coming out from court, even if it is against us, we've been keeping faith with it. So why should we go against court judgment by going to contest or conduct any election? We are not doing so because we know that it is sub judice.
All right, let me go to Chief Elekima on this one. Well, I mean, looking at the outcome of this election, the same question. What do you think this makes of the influence of the minister, Honorable Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike? Is it still intact?
For those of us who have been longer than him, who are probably his seniors, and who have been in this requirement, those of us who midwife him to be governor, it's a pity that he has to go this route. It was very place was where others left, and they left and allowed the new governor to work. So if his choice is to make the new governor not to work, that is his choice, and we have seen the result that he has been demystified on Saturday that he doesn't have any power. If you gather all those who are protesting and put them into their various communities, you'll find out that they are very, very neglected. So the communities have spoken, and they're there. The FCT minister should know when to stop. You should know when to stop. You can't show to the whole world that you can't leave power. You can't show to the whole world that you can't.
Chief Elekima, are you there? We seem to, of course, have lost our connection with Chief. Okay, I think you're back. All right, we'll come back to you, sir, if you can hear me. Let me go back to Honorable Isaiah. Now, the president has actually said that aggrieved politicians, he advised that they go to court. What next for the PDP now?
That's a welcome development. It's a win for us because we've been law-abiding, and all the cases we've established, even the ones they've established against us, we've always won them. The thing is that for the president to say aggrieved parties should go to court, it's a win for us because there is a court judgment already being established before they went ahead to do the election. And I think the court in number 7 ruling says everything purported to have been done should be set aside. It means it has amounted to nullity. Everything in preparation for the election, the 5th election, should be cancelled. And they went ahead to do election. So the court will interpret what they've declared at the right time. And during that declaration, we will know who will stand or who will fail. That's it. So to me, it is a welcome development that the president of the country has upheld the judiciary and said they are the ones that can settle the matter that is causing crisis in the state.
All right, and this is just, I mean, off court. Does it not, in a way, concern you as a party member, People's Democratic Party member, that the minister of the FCT, still remains a party member, yet is a minister under an opposition party, which you claimed in your state you have defeated countless times, the APC? I mean, shouldn't it be a thing of concern?
Before he Dapo, before he accepted that appointment, he wrote to the party. He wrote to the national body of the party that I've been offered an appointment to be a minister in the APC government. Will you allow that? And they consent to it before he took the appointment. So it is not a big deal, no matter what. It is not a big deal, so long as I know. Who else? Other states, governors in other states, submitted names without even writing such letter. Though their name did not come out, he was able to emerge as a minister. And that's why you're seeing this hatred from left, right, and center, even in our own states. So I don't think there is any big deal. He is only working there, and he has never declared himself as an APC man. He remained in PDP. He has been keeping faith with PDP activities, and he has been sponsoring every PDP events and functions that are going on in the state and outside the state.
So for you, Honorable Isaiah, so for you, you don't consider it an anti-party activity?
It is never an anti-party. He has not sponsored any APC man to do anything anywhere. It is only Fobra who has sponsored APP. It is Fobra, Governor Fobra, Siminala Fobra, that has sponsored APP. So in the contest under his watch and declared all of them. So for you, it's okay. That is what is more anti-party than that.
So for you, it's okay that a PDP man is a minister with your opposition party, the APC. That's not anti-party. But it's not okay for a governor to endorse candidates under another party. They are not on the same...
Well, that was the modus operandi. Dapo, in my growing age, I find out that most of the commissioners, most of the ministers who emerged as ministers actually contested through any other platform. And after the election, what Nigeria used to do is to collapse everybody. See, he has something to offer. Let us take him and work with him. And that's what they've been doing.
Okay.
And if Tinubu, as a grand patron of politics, has come to imbibe that, there is nothing wrong about it.
Okay.
Wike has a lot to offer. And if you go through
Honorable Isaiah, we seem to be losing you, your connection. But if you can hear me, we need to go on a quick break. When we return, of course, we will take your final thoughts. Do stay with us. Many thanks for staying with us. This is still Politics HQ on News Central Television. Well, before we go, let's take the final remark of our guest. Let me start off with you, Chief Elekima. Now, your final thoughts, 30 seconds on this matter. Chief Elekima, I think we lost connection with you. Let me...
Okay. Involved the FCT minister. He has involved him. And I still maintain my standard. Let him step aside so that the security agencies will be able to unravel those who are behind this dastardly act.
All right, Chief Elekima, we
then they want to take it forward. The issue of unpacks for that, these are matters that will be held by the court, but we cannot in any way start talking about court orders and all that when people have died. Human beings have died, and there must be consequences for action.
All right.
Those who are going to do this must be brought to book, and then that will serve as a deterrent to others. But for a smooth investigation to take place, the FCT minister needs to recuse himself.
All right. Honorable Apuende, 30 seconds, your final take or comments on this matter.
Governor Obara should learn to obey the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which is sworn an oath to protect. The Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria does not say the booklet itself. It entails the court judgment, court ruling, and court orders. He should obey court orders. That is my advice to the governor, because we are assembly. At the right time, we will speak. Thank you.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you so much for your time on the program. We deeply appreciate. Well, of course, on the program today, we had Chief Precious Elekima, who's a former governorship candidate. We joined virtually, and also Honorable Lolo Isaiah-Opuende is a member of the Rivers State House of Assembly, and our conversations, of course, as regards the aftermath of the local government elections in Rivers State. Now, in case you missed out, you can actually catch up on our YouTube platform. The name is News Central TV. You can also follow us across social media with the same name, News Central Television. That's, of course, the handle there on your screen. You can follow me personally at Dapo Adegboye. The opinions of our guest remains theirs and not that of News Central. Until I come your way tomorrow, good night.